We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Bet the Bus. I know what you're thinking. Who is this tall man in a cowboy hat? Where is our saving grace? Where is Payoff Willy? Where is the man that's been making us money every single week, except for a couple weeks during the college football season? He's out. My man is in Barstool right now. He's at HQ. He's having a great time. He's doing, what's it called? Surviving Barstool? Surviving Barstool. So we need to get a round of applause for him. Constantly growing the brand. Incredible for him. But if you see over to my left right here, we still got the little bobblehead. I was searching for it before we went. Our little guy, he's still with us. He's always going to be in our prayers. You're probably wondering, who is this man sitting in front of me? Why is he sitting in Will's chair? You guys know me from Bussin with the Boys. I am stepping in for this man. I was grabbing names from everywhere. You can call me Lewy Locks. You can call me Teabag Taylor, because what do I do when we go to Vegas? We put these little marbles, we put them in their mouth. That's what we're going to have to do in those situations. You know the boys in the back. I had to look back at Bet the Bus, see what Will calls you guys. We got Joey Parlay in the back. Joey Parlay, he will put things together for you. You give him cents, he makes dollars. That's what we talk about there, baby. We also call him Joey Janitor, because anytime you need something, hey, the door's locked, we need something, where's he going to come? He's got a whole stack of things in that pocket. Bing, bang, boom, he's going to have that for you.
Where you need to get in, I got you.
You need to get it. He's got all the keys. That man is a master key, not only for buildings, but also for picks when it comes to the college football landscape. To his left is Jackie Slips, Jackie Picks. Jackie, don't leave him in a room with your mother, because there will be a nip slip. That is the individual that I was always going to come through and through for you guys. And then right in front of him is Gary Midnight, Gary B&E. He's breaking into your house during the holiday season, or when you lose a tooth and you act real nice. You're going to be able to get yourself a nice little present when you bet with the boys and you make a whole bunch of money. And as always, the premier opportunity to give yourself a sponsor on this show, Bet the Bus. Mitchie Billboard, show him the forehead, kid. Let's see that forehead. Write that thing over the top. You can put anything you want in there. There literally are not enough words in the dictionary to not fit on that forehead. We are here, folks. We are doing this. It is a massive opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, there's a lot of you individuals who might be behind on your bills, who might, be in a toxic relationship. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. I am your teacher, and what can a teacher do for you? I can open that door, but you're the only individual that can walk in. Right now, today, we have 5 picks for you. I'm going to let Jackie Slips go over that in a second. Those 5 picks are going to be your opportunity. Taylor, prayer. What about the prayer? Kick their ass, cover, make money. Amen. And now we've knocked it out of the fucking park, boys. Let's keep this thing moving. Let's keep this thing rolling. Jackie Slips, what do we got for today?
Great start, dude. Coming in just fresh off the bench, ready to take names. Impressive stuff. We're going to go over last week. We went 4-1, and the one team that let us down was our saving grace all year, Notre Dame. So they're on our hit list right now, but we were 4-1. We've been financially solvent for many weeks now. We're crushing this. But with that being said, we're going to move on to the first game. We're going to do it one by one. So starting off, Ohio State at Purdue. The line is 19.5. I want to know what you think, Michigan, man.
So there's a lot of things that come into my head when I'm going to pick these games. I started to figure out the layout of Bet the Bus. How does it work? Fun fact, Mitchie Billboard gets all the information for us. He is essentially our chat GBT. We pop a little in there, we pop it in the search bar, and what do we get? We get Mitchie giving us all that information. Now, I have 2 fears in life. 2 things that scare the shit out of me. 1, my sexuality from Jeffree Star since February. And 2, snakes. So what do you do when you're afraid of something? You keep it close to you. You bring it in real tight. You bundle it up, you put it in your pocket, and someday that battle's going to come. But it's not today. And that's why I'm going Ohio State minus 19.5. They're an enemy. We don't like them. People hate on their colors all the time. Personally, I like their colors. They had a slow start against Maryland, but guess what they did at the end? They eventually pulled away because they are a good football team. Here's why I like Ohio State before they go and play a true bruiser in Penn State next week. A lot of people will sit here and say, this is one of those trap games. This is one of those times where, hey, Purdue's going to pull it away. How many times have you seen it, Taylor? What are you talking about? What are you thinking? Trust, hope, opportunity. Those are the 3 things we're going with here. You're going to have to trust me, even though you don't know me. You've never seen Lewy Locks here sitting on this bus before. With Ohio State, they played Purdue before. What happened last time, Mitchie? What happened last time they played Purdue?
They lost when they played Purdue at Purdue.
They lost.
Bad.
And so they've had a couple up and downs. Last week, they watched Bet the Bus. They realized that you guys were all betting on Maryland. Oh, Maryland's a good ball club. Tua Tagovailoa's younger brother, he's going to be able to do a whole bunch of things. He's going to be able to maybe upset Ohio State in the shoe. What happened? Close game. We all sat there. Me personally, I was hoping for their downfall. But now I know in this game against the Boilermakers, who are a bad football team, don't get it twisted. And their field is god awful. Their stadium is small and their press box is bigger than the damn stadium. It's a massive contradiction. So if something's right in front of you and it seems like it's too good to be true, sometimes it's just good to be true, baby. We're taking Ohio State 19.5. Let's move on to the next one.
Love it. Love it. Next game, a game the boys will be in attendance for.
Yes.
It is Texas A&M at Tennessee in Knoxville. The line is 3.5. You've been with the Vols sometimes. You've been against them sometimes. So I'm curious to know where you're leaning.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I've been nasty. I've been nasty to this bus. Michigan got good at football, and what happened? It got to my head. Do I still believe Michigan's going to win a national championship? Yes. Do I think Michigan's the best team in all of college football? Yes. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I've been nasty to the two boys in the back, and that's why I lost them in the Bussin Bowl. Obviously, the result was still the same. Didn't need you. But every day we're going to work a little bit more. Every day we're going to work a little more to mend these bridges.
So Texas A&M at Tennessee, minus 3.5.
Texas A&M at Tennessee. Listen, A&M's coming off a bad loss against Alabama. That was tough. I think Casey Smith was out there walking down the streets of New York talking about how bad they are. I think Jimbo's the head coach there, right? Jimbo Fishies.
$10 million a year.
$10 million a year. They're calling for his head. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's lost the locker room. The last few times they played Tennessee, they've beaten Tennessee. Tennessee are villains. When they lose, you see what happened with South Carolina. They lost to South Carolina last year when they were truly contenders and looked like they were going to go to the college football playoffs. They lost. What'd they do to South Carolina? This is no disrespect to Joey Parlay. This is no disrespect to you. I don't want to bring up history. I just want to see why we're conjuring something and making something during Spooktober in our cauldron of why we're going to pick these teams. They are a vengeful team. They've lost a few times. They lost to Florida in a bad way, and they are now they are on their way back. I'm taking Tennessee at minus 3.5. They are going to walk into Neyland Stadium, and they're not going to be able to hear a thing. I was going to cuss. I was about to say the F word. They're not going to be able to hear a thing in front of 105,000 fans screaming their heads off. Checkered, was it right? Checkered? We're doing Checkered Stadium across the board. A&M, listen, they have a great tradition. They got the guys out there, the soldiers that support this country and help us keep freedom free, but they're in Texas. They're not going to be able to be there to help them. The Vols fans are going to run true. It is going to be a beautiful game in Neyland Stadium, and we'll see a happy Jackie Slips on Monday when we get back on Bussin' with the boys. Let's move on to the next game.
We can only play like 2 seconds of that.
That's all right. But you know what that was? That was a taste.
Yeah, just
that
a
was
taste.
that was a
Saturday.
taste.
All right, but yeah, we're moving on. We got UNC. This is a back-to-back ranked matchup. 12 UNC at 25. Miami. The line is 3.5. You got some data for us.
I do. And listen, Miami, you've lost your locker room. The coaches have lost their locker room. It's abysmal over there. The way you lose the game last week, you take a knee, you win the game. When you run the ball and you're in 4 minutes, rules are very clear. Stay in bounds, take care of the ball, no penalties. That's what happens when you're in 4 minutes. But in this situation, you just got to take a knee. If you go look back at some of the videos of that game, you're going to see offensive linemen sitting on the sideline, truly crying, tears streaming down their face. The hogs, the brutes, the strong boys who don't show a whole lot of emotion. He's sitting there and you can read his lips and says, what the are we doing? I didn't curse again. What the are we doing? Tears streaming down his face. They have lost the locker room. UNC, a good ball club. I know when I typed on Bet the Bus a while back watching Payoff Willy, he's talking about UNC, Minnesota. I'm pretty sure he took Minnesota in that game. We're not going to do that this time, boys. We're going to take UNC minus 3.5. They scored more than 30 points in all of their games this year. Miami, one of the dumbest football teams in recent history. Though that little concoction right there, that's peanut butter and jelly.
It was so bad, you just felt bad.
You felt terrible.
Oh, God, no.
It was truly like, it's disgusting. And I know we talked about overs and unders, and I know that Mitchie, you picked LSU Ole Miss back, and they scored over 100 points. You're 2-0. How do you feel about this one? Because I feel like, I'm not going to say my opinion, but it really seems like we have an opportunity here to double down on a nice little parlay in one game.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Pull it up, dude. We had all the time in the world. What are you leaning up like that for? That's
Me?
okay. That's okay.
I I got to look at the notes.
Oh, all right, my bad. Up in that thing. Watching that back.
Yeah, I think the over will be the play here because Drake May on offense has been unreal. I mean, he threw for 400 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns last year. Last week, no interceptions, and something I forget I think the quarterback's name for Miami is Jake Van Dyke. He has the Miami offense like top 20 in the nation as well, and defense in these games have it's just not really there. And so I think there's going to be plenty of points in this game. Take the over.
Take the over 56 points.
Yes.
I say we lock that one in too, don't we, boys?
It's your call. You're steering this ship.
Obviously, yeah, we're steering the ship, but this is a team here. This is not a dictatorship. It's more of a democracy in my mind because freedom, baby.
We just want to see, though.
I will tell you right now, I'm taking the over in that game.
On you.
I'm taking the over in that game. I think you follow you follow his information. You follow what he has to deal with. God didn't give him a big brain for nothing. And that's why we're going to keep following him in and out throughout this whole thing. Let's talk about something that you can follow all the time. That's cars.com. All right. Cars.com is the leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars wherever life takes you next. And whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily at cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility at cars.com. Possibility, opportunity, hope, trust. Now, cars.com. Let's talk about this, dude. Why are you trusting me? Why did I just grab the reins of this beautiful ship and start rolling and moving forward? Look at the games. You're going to see in here. Michigan's playing Indiana this week. It's minus 35.5 for Michigan. I am very positive there, right?
Yeah, no, keep going.
I am positive that Michigan's going to win that game. However, because of the past,
we can go fishing in a pond and take Nebraska plus 18 right now, but I'm going in the fucking ocean and we're taking down the whale. Nebraska money line is your lock of the week.
Because of other things. What was it? What was a quote you said a while back, Jackie?
The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting different results.
Amen. And that is why you've come here. We saw what happened last week and 2 weeks ago. You guys had a great slate. And Nebraska pulled one off last week as they're going into a bye week. I'm not going to even talk about Michigan anymore in this game. They're the best team in college football, probably, but I'm not going to talk about them anymore during this. Let's go to one of their other rivals. Yeah. Jackie, what's this game right now?
This is they're not necessarily our enemy yet, but we've got a big game. It's number 21 Notre Dame at number 10 USC. The line's 2.5, favored to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
After Notre Dame's tough loss, what do you think?
I think Notre Dame's a good ball club. I think Shane Gillis is a good man. I called Shane Gillis after Louisville. He didn't answer. Texted him, "Hey, thinking about you, all right?" He said to me, "Nothing matters anymore." That's how hard Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans are taking this loss versus Louisville. Ohio State, when they played Ohio State, Notre Dame should have kicked the 3 in the first quarter, and they should have had 11 men on the field for the last play of the game. You do those two things, you win that game, and you're undefeated. And then maybe doubt doesn't creep in when you're playing Louisville. It's a butterfly effect. You've seen the movie with Ashton Kutcher. Everything matters every time we do something. Every day you wake up and you make your bed or you don't make your bed, it's going to change the trajectory of your day. I think Notre Dame is hurting right now. I think USC is full of themselves right now. I believe Notre Dame, that head coach, that fan base deserves this win. And they are going to take down USC in Compton. In Compton, dude. USC's they're a good ball club. They were blowing the doors off of Colorado, who we know this is going to be Deion Sanders' worst football team he's ever going to have. Next year, they are going to be so much better. But Colorado started coming back at the end. You see that's not full 4 quarters. Arizona State last week. Coach Dillingham, I love him to death. I went to high school with him. He's a good man. Charlie Regal was my head coach in high school. They got a good ball club coming. You saw Dillingham a couple weeks ago doing the playoffs. We're trying to win games here. He was doing his best job to do that, to send a message to his boys. And he took Colorado to overtime. Why do all those things mix? You see Colorado come back from USC. You see Arizona State, where they got there? Hose, weather, hose. And then you kind of just do ball for fun, right? It's not SEC ball. It's not Big Ten ball. So really, We got a hobby school playing against USC. We got that. They do this. They had Reggie Bush. They stole a Heisman. They did that. Those are two different programs, and they're going to overtime. That team's a fraud, in my opinion. And you, like I said, you can go with that one. You don't have to go with that one. I'm going with Notre Dame -2.5. What does Vegas know? Why is Notre Dame favored? Right? Sometimes we're always fighting Vegas. But when you see things like this and they're just giving you free money and they're basically telling you, they're giving you the answers to the test, like you're taking your SATs, you get the key. What's right next to you? Vegas is key. Put that thing down, get a perfect score. You're going to any school you want after that. And that is why we're going to take Notre Dame -2.5. It's going to be a hell of a ball game. A hell of a ball game. And I can't wait to see it.
All right, moving on. We have Stanford at Colorado. Line is 10.5.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, you can't really mention college football right now without mentioning Colorado.
That is true.
What do you got?
I felt like you didn't like that very much. You don't like the fact that Colorado was mentioned.
No, I do. It's like a weird one. You know, some weeks the media loves them and they're killing it, and they're holding up the watches, and then some weeks, they're getting dropped 40 on their head. So I don't know.
This is one of those things where you look back on the games and you realize, like, the stats don't lie, right? Colorado's allowed the second most sacks this year, allowing 31. That's ridiculous. What else have they been doing? They're ranked 122nd in the nation, allowing 34 points per game. Stanford, are they the Stanford of old? Are they the Stanford when Jim Harbaugh was there? No, they're not. Is Colorado, are they frauds? It's so hard to dictate whether or not they're frauds because they're a much better football team than they were last year. But when I see them putting the watch up after beating a hobby football school the way they did, to me, that doesn't sit right with me. They're happy to get wins right now. They're going to be a hell of a ball. Deion Sanders is going to be able to possibly win a national championship at Colorado in the next 3 to 5 years. That's how many good recruits he's going to be. This, like I said before, this is going to be one of the worst teams they've ever had. And I think Stanford, they've got the history. They've got the understanding of what Pac-12 ball is all about. I think they go in there and I think they're going to win that game by more than 10.5 points. I think right now, if you look at the slate,
Colorado or Stanford is the underdog. So
sorry, I think Stanford is going. I'm thinking Stanford plus 10.5.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Just to clarify,
right? 6 hours of sleep in 48 hours. That's why I rely on you boys with the big brains, the smartness, the keenness to help me with that situation right there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd like to think I think Colorado wins this game. I don't know by how much, but if they do lose in the off chance, I think we got to start with the Colorados, because they're a bunch of fucking maybe frauds.
Is that premeditated or was that off the cuff?
Premeditated. That's straight off.
So is it premeditated or is it straight off?
No, straight off. Not premeditated.
It was off the cuff.
As of 2 minutes ago, technically premeditated. But
you thought about that when this game came up.
When you said, are they frauds? Are they not? My brain goes, Colorado. Who knows? We'll see.
Dog, you might be the wittiest individual in the world with that one. I think we could be really looking at that. And we're probably going to. I bet you Stanford actually wins that game. I'm not going to do it because, like we saw in the Bussin Bowl, talking about covering and all that, like our boy took Nebraska money line in the situation. 10.5. That's a big spread. Vegas, we got to play into their game a little bit. We're going to take Stanford at plus 10.5. Should we talk about?
Let's move on to the lock of the week, which is presented by
HelloFresh. But we got to,
I'm going to zoom in as much as it'll let me.
A crazy schedule can make it easy to fall back on your dinner time recipe rut. Keeping mealtime exciting with more than 40 recipes to choose from every week. So there is always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. With so many in-season ingredients, literally, I'm telling you, I'm going blind. With so many in-season ingredients, you'll taste all the freshness of fall in every bite of HelloFresh chef-crafted recipes. Produce travels from the farm to your door for peak ripeness you can taste. HelloFresh does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your door, pre-portioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. How easy is that, boys? Go and scroll down a little bit more. Okay, turn to HelloFresh Market for yummy add-ons and enjoy season's limited time fall flavors lineup. Feast on desserts like apple cider cake, with caramel sauce, yum. Or a crowd with appetizers, dude, like the barbecue pulled pork nachos, and don't forget the mini pumpkin cheesecake, perfect for a me time treat. Go to hellofresh.com/50bus and use code 50bus for 50% off plus free shipping. if you're looking to get healthy, like what do I?
I mean, everybody's always commenting about your weight, how good you look. I mean,
It's
HelloFresh. Body by HelloFresh.
Body by HelloFresh. You do that little 16-8 fast, HelloFresh. I mean, what are you not getting, boys? That's the recipe. That is the recipe.
And
Hope,
you're about to give us the
opportunity,
recipe.
trust.
You're about to give us the recipe for this lock of the week.
I appreciate you.
Which
I appreciate you
is
keeping me
a
on.
top 10 matchup. And
Yes.
it's gonna be an awesome game. Number 8, Oregon at number 7, Washington, and the line is 3. So, what is your recipe for this lock of the week?
The line is 3. Oregon is underdogs at +3. Here's why I like Oregon. When you saw them play Colorado, it's interesting that we brought up Colorado in 3 of these 5 games. When they play Colorado's playing for clicks. What did Oregon say? Because I can't remember. Oregon's not playing for clicks. That's what we know.
Yeah.
We know that's a good ball club. And this is one of those things too. You see Vegas, why do they have them at +3? That's free money. We're going to take that right now. We're going to take Oregon +3. They've outscored both of their conference opponents 84-12. If you're outscoring your conference opponents 84-12, I think there's only one team that's done that more, and it's Michigan, but we're not going to talk about them because we said we're not going to speak about Michigan anymore. They're first in scoring defense and allowing 11.8 points per game. That is, with that recipe of scoring and defense, how are you not going to take Oregon? Washington's a good ball club. The state of Washington has figured out their stadiums. They've figured out how to make them loud, how to make them exciting, how they get after it. You tear out all the wood, you put it in the aluminum, and it's vibrating. It's going to be a loud ball game. It's going to be a loud ball game in Washington. But when the game's all said and done and the clock strikes 0, you're going to see Ducks on top. You're going to see Ducks flying high. And you might even see the Ducks flying south to LA for the college football playoffs when this whole thing's over. That's how confident I feel in the Oregon Ducks, and that's why they are our lock of the week at +3. How do we feel?
Amazing. And we do have a parlay for you.
Is this from Joey Parlay?
Kind of.
Okay.
If there's one thing better than one brain, it's 2 brains.
Whose brain are you doing it with?
Mitch's brain.
That's 2.5 brains, brother.
Facts. That is facts.
Genius.
So I would like to pass this off to Mitch. It takes a village. Lead us to the promised land.
What you got for us, Billboard?
All right, so I know we haven't done one of these in a while, but this is a teaser parlay. So what a teaser is you get to buy some points. So this is a 5-point teaser parlay. So we're going Florida State. They are originally -17.5 against Syracuse. We're going to bump that down to 12.5. Oregon, like you just said, they're +2.5. We're going to bump that up to +7.5.
Uh-oh.
Louisville, they're playing Pittsburgh. Louisville just beat Notre Dame. Pittsburgh, not very good. We're moving Louisville from -7.5 to -2.5. USC, like you just said, I think that's going to be a close game. I know you took Notre Dame, but I'm going to take USC +7.5. So both bets can win here. So with that, that's a 4-leg 5-point teaser parlay +300. I think that feels pretty saucy to me. I'm definitely going to be taking this weekend. If you want to ride with me, just me, JP, and our 2.5 brains, let's do it.
I think I'm riding with that. That's fucking money. I love everything about that. When you first said USC, I felt struck. I took a little bit personal, but I saw the way you moved the line. That shit fires me up a little bit. That's a solid deal. A solid deal. Question, JP, why didn't you do it? Because you're the parlay guy.
It's not about me all the time, man. We got 4 people back here, 4 great inputs, 4 different ways to make money. They always tell you how to get rich, multiple streams of income. We have 4 different streams of income back here, but we've only been hearing from one. You got to level up, man. You got to level up, and that's what I wanted to do this week. Add another stream of income.
Diverse portfolio. That is incredible. Listen, boys, I appreciate you tuning in with us. This is my first time doing this. I didn't have a whole lot. We had a lot going on this weekend. I had to jump on board. I got more sleep last night than I probably got in the last 3 days, which is incredible. I'm exhausted. The boys in the back absolutely crushed it. You got Billboard Mitch, you got Joey Parlay, you got Jackie Slips, and you got Gary Midnight. All of these guys putting it together, doing a fantastic job week in and week out, allowing me to step in for a week, allowing me to sit here and host with you, and hopefully gaining your trust over the course of these last 30 minutes. I hope you guys win. I know you guys will win because if opportunity doesn't knock, you make a door. Have a day. Good luck. And we will see you next week on Bet the Bus. Good job, boys.
You killed that.
Great job.
You killed that, bro.
well done.